Turn your dull scissors into razor-sharp tools right at home. Watch and learn for the quickest and easiest way to sharpen your scissors. Tom here at Sharpening Supplies, and I'm willing to bet you have several pairs of scissors at home. If you're anything like me, it's not because each of those scissors has a specific purpose. It's because one of them got dull, you bought a new pair of scissors and you didn't throw the old ones away. So let me know in the comments, how many pairs of scissors do you have lying around your house? Now, scissors are remarkably easy to sharpen. And in this video, we're going to show you two really quick and easy ways to restore an edge on your scissors using sharpening equipment you might already have at home. So if you're already sharpening your kitchen knives, which you should be, you'll probably have some bench stones lying around. So the first method will be how to sharpen your scissors using bench stones. So I'm going to be using a medium grit stone. It's a nice one to go for with your scissors. This is a DMT diamond stone. It's 600 grit. I'd say anything from about 400 up to maybe like 1,500 grit would be a good place to sharpen your scissors with. Anything too coarse and you'll have quite a rough edge on your scissors. If you go too fine, it will take quite a long time to restore an edge. So I think this middle ground 600 grit diamond stone is a really nice stone to use for sharpening scissors. I'll leave some links in the description below for some bench stones that work really well, so feel free to check those out. Now we're going to have to move our bench stone to the edge of your table or countertop because of the angle that we're sharpening our scissors at. If you try and sharpen in the middle of the bench, then the extra blade is going to be hitting the worktop surface and you're not going to be able to sharpen at the angle you need. If you move your stone to the edge, we can let that blade hang down and sharpen really easily. On some scissors, you can take them apart and sharpen each blade separately. That would give you a little bit more control, but we're going for the quickest and easiest way to sharpen our scissors. Plus, not all scissors are easy to take apart. Some just don't let you do that. So once you've got your bench stone in position, you want to apply any sort of water or honing oil on it as you would usually. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hold the scissors so that this inside bevel is flat against the surface of the stone. Most general purpose scissors have quite a large bevel, so it's relatively easy to feel when you're holding it at the correct angle. Once you feel like you're in the correct position, we're going to move the scissors across the stone from the pivot to the tip with the edge trailing. So we want to try and hold a consistent angle, and we're going to repeat that several times. And then we're just going to check this inside bevel, and we want to see that we've created a new nice shiny surface all along that bevel. Once we've done that, then we can flip to the other blade, and we're going to repeat that process on the bevel of that blade. Now, once we've got a fresh new surface along that bevel, what we've done then is we've raised a burr, a little bit of metal that's sticking up on the other side. Now, to remove that, what we're going to do is as we close the scissors, we're going to push the blades ever so slightly apart, just enough so that the edge isn't touching as the blades close. You want to keep your fingers away from that cutting edge, so stay nice and safe while you're doing this. And then once it's closed, we're going to pinch the blades shut, add a little bit of pressure, and we're going to open them again. If you've got particularly long scissors, you might need to shift your grip so that you're applying pressure to that pivot point. And this will remove the burr. So we're going to push to close and then pinch to open. And we're going to do that a few times, and that will remove the burr. So our scissors should be nice and sharp now. A great thing to do would be to test them on material that you're going to cut with them. So you could try them on a piece of paper or some fabric. Big round of applause for my beautiful assistant there. A good thing to do would be then to test your scissors, so they should cut nice and cleanly now. If you feel any extra resistance or you think that the edge is catching, you might want to spend a little bit more time sharpening. One thing that you'd want to check before going back to sharpening is checking that the pivot has the correct amount of tension to it. So if it does have a screw that you can adjust, you want to make sure that those blades are touching as they close. You might need to tighten it. If it's really stiff to close, you might want to loosen it up a little bit. If you've checked that and it's still not cutting well, you just want to spend a little bit more time sharpening. Once you're done sharpening and it's cutting how you want it, the last thing to do would be to apply a little bit of lubricant to that pivot point. That will help it open and close really smoothly, and it will help prevent any rust that might occur. Now, the second way to sharpen your scissors is to use a handheld sharpener. If you've got some pocket stones or smaller sharpeners, so I'm using another DMT sharpener. This is also 600 grit. So we want to stick to that grit range, but if you're using a handheld one, this is how you do that. So we're going to open the scissors up. I like to rest them on a table surface, on a countertop, just to stop them from wiggling around quite so much. The blade that's pointing at me is the one that I'm going to be sharpening, and I'm able to look down that bevel that I'm sharpening. So when I lay my sharpener on it, I can see that I'm sharpening at the right angle. And once again, we're going to just sharpen from the tip this time into the pivot point with the edge trailing. We're going to do that a few times. Once again, trying to create a fresh, new, shiny surface along that bevel. When we're done on one side, flip it around and do the same thing. Keep going until we've raised a burr along the inside of both of those, and then we'll do that same push to close, pinch to open. Do that a few times just to remove the burr. Now, there are lots of different ways that you could sharpen your scissors. We think this is the quickest and easiest way to go about doing it, hopefully using sharpening equipment that you've already got, because you're already sharpening your knives, right? If you don't have any of this equipment and you're interested in getting some, we've got links in the description below. If you've got a method that you prefer to sharpen your scissors with, let us know in the comments. Let's get a bit of a conversation going there. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, give it a like and subscribe for more sharpening content.